Greetings, everybody. This is Casey with Consultation X. This is the third workshop for January. So first off, Happy New Year, everybody. Glad to be out of 2020. Hopefully this one's got better things on the horizon, but either way, we're going to storm ahead. So let's jump in. So with it being January and the start of a new year, I just wanted to say that goal setting is not just a thing for January. It's not just something for New Year's resolutions, something that should happen every day of the year, 24/7, 365. It's just something that keeps you on task, and it's just always relevant in people's lives. It's also not easy. There's a reason that many New Year's resolutions don't even last through the first month of the new year. People just kind of, miss a day or don't hit the same mark they were aiming for, and suddenly the goal seems lost or it seems hopeless, and just kind of give up. And that's not the way that we want to approach these kind of things. So why is goal setting even important? It rewires your brain. It makes you feel more focused. It just releases certain chemicals in the brain that just are associated with pleasure and just positivity and moving forward, and dopamine. That's what it's called. Yeah, it's associated with mood elevation, and it helps us to stay present and motivated toward accomplishing things. Also, knowing your goals forces your brain to think about steps toward completing them. Even if you don't realize that you're doing it, your brain's always working toward kind of figuring things out, finding the right path, and just working its way through problems. I can't tell you how many times back when I was studying engineering that I was just making a sandwich or a meal or something, and all of a sudden I remembered the right formula for an answer to a problem, and kind of had this eureka moment and ran back to my room to to write it down before I forgot. But just that sort of thing happens a lot throughout life, and it's easy to kind of miss what's going on. Goal setting helps us stay focused despite all the noise in the world. And just in our day-to-day lives, staying focused and motivated are two of the largest struggles in today's world, especially with the constant pull on our attention in all directions with just our phones and social media and commercials and just radio ads and every little thing that's meant to just grab our attention in different ways and pull us away from what we're doing or working on or focused on. There's a lot of statistics associated around just making goals and planning things out and stuff like that. It's a little bit hard to track it, but somewhere around 90% more likely you are to succeed at what you're doing if you set a goal. So here's an example of just setting 3 simple steps toward achieving a goal. So if your goal is to just start a certain career, let's say that you're a little bit later on in your life, you got some kids, you have a family to help feed and all that kind of thing. But you still want to start your career, your dream job, and you feel kind of stuck. And so 3 steps that you could take for doing that are cutting back on your spending, hiring a babysitter with that extra money, taking some night classes, and then eventually getting your degree and starting that career. I know it seems a lot easier said than done, but when you're in the middle of everything, looking at what you want to do, it seems a lot further off and a lot harder to obtain without kind of creating those easy steps toward it. So the importance in goal setting with coaching, doing this with your clients is super crucial. It can make large tasks seem more achievable, kind of like in the last example. Like if somebody wants to be trained to run a marathon, you start small and build up step by step. You don't start with 20 miles for your first run. You're never gonna be able to do that unless you're really stubborn. Okay, so let's use this principle and apply it. So and this is on a worksheet at the end of the workshop here that I'll include a link to on Drive. So this exercise is just take some time and list out what you'd like your life to look like in 5 years from now. For example, what job do you want? Do you want kids? Do you want a house, a business? What kind of lifestyle do you really want to live? And the worksheet kind of does it for a year and then for 5 years. So a bit more short term and then a bit longer term. And then for each of the things that you've listed out as goals, think of 3 simple steps that you could take to achieving that, kind of like in the example earlier. Another example is that if you want to own a business, you could find a business partner, raise funds to make your product or service, and then take 6 to 12 months and give it just all your effort and go all out and really set a foundation for your company. So another method toward just accomplishing your goals is just tracking. This can take place on a weekly, monthly, or even a daily basis. Tracking is more about consistency and being able to look back at your week and month to replicate what you did right and to avoid what you did wrong. So here's an example. I'm going to go to the next slide first, and we'll just come back and look at it. So in the example, we're tracking how many tasks somebody completed at their job. These are all relatively the same level of effort, so each was given a value of 1. So in the example, Monday and Tuesday and a little bit Wednesday are high productive days. They're maximum efficiency, getting the most done that you can. And then Thursday and Friday are just a lot lower, drop in productivity and just the overall amount of stuff that is getting done. So using the tracking method, because we know how much gets done each day and we can go back and look at it, now we can kind of determine some possible reasons for why Thursday and Friday are kind of at a much lower level of productivity. You can see the dip starting to happen on Wednesday, so maybe that's kind of where something starts to take effect, or maybe like if somebody's not sleeping well enough, it'll affect their performance, that sort of thing. So knowing all this, we can kind of make a plan of attack. So let's say a reason for that dip in productivity is somebody's coworkers are making them feel drained with their negativity or their bad attitude, something like that. Maybe they could just take short breaks to just step outside and go for a walk, or listen to some good music, something that gets them a little bit more motivated again and back in the right state of mind. Or if this person is just feeling super tired halfway through the week, and Monday and Tuesday are just on fire, and then just feel drained the rest of the week. Maybe it's just a lack of adequate rest, and they could go to bed early on Wednesday and Thursday just to get that rest back at where it needs to be, and feel recharged for the rest of the week. So a quick review on what we were just talking about. Goal setting and tracking is more about giving yourself a target to aim at and focus on more than anything else. Your brain is a powerful tool that can plan and persevere if it knows what the purpose is. So here are 2 quick worksheets to help you get started with goal setting. One of them is a weekly tracker, so it just has a blank grid, and you write down all the goals that you have for the week, or all the tasks or accomplishments that you have, and then there's a goal side of it where you write down the number that you want to get to, and then you write down just your progress on every day, and then overall at the end of the week you can add it all up and see how you did. And then the other goal sheet is just sort of a written up version of the example I was talking about earlier, or the exercise earlier, where you just think of a bunch of goals for 1 year and 5 years and then write down steps to complete them. So that's it for this workshop. It's not a lot up front, but I wanted to provide a couple resources for goal setting. Feel free to use either of these or each one of them, or neither of them, for clients in the future or yourself. But yeah, happy to have you guys here, and expect more.